Hello folks, I am the old sergeant. I wanted to wait until we had more information before I commented on General Mike Milley. I first learned about him when he publicly commented about how he didn't like taking a photo op with President Trump after Black Lives Matter Marxists attempted to burn down what is called the nation's church, St. John's Episcopal Church in Lafayette Square, 1 block from the White House where many historic events have taken place. Milley took the leftist view that it was a political event to boost up President Trump. In reality, Trump did this to show America that their national church was safe. Also, being that America was founded as a Christian nation, he held up the Bible to show God is still in charge. General Milley was basically telling the authoritarians, also known as the Deep State, the Citadel, Marxist, and the Democratic Party, he was still with them. Recently Milley spoke to Congress showing how woke he was. While this surprised many, it shouldn't have. President Obama purged the senior officer ranks of all the real war-fighting officers and installed his own political officers. From there the officers started to spread wokeness, America-hating, Marxist critical race theory indoctrination through the ranks. To purge the officers and enlisted of those who actually believed the oath they took to the Constitution and people of the United States. You can't install an authoritarian government until all of the military is indoctrinated and therefore willing to use force against the American people. COVID has allowed the authoritarians to attempt to completely purge the military of patriots. The last hope for American freedom. Lately, in the run-up for the release of the book Peril by leftist so-called journalists Bob Woodward and Robert Costa, it was revealed that General Milley had told his counterpart Chinese General Lee that America has no plans to attack China, and if America were about to attack China, he would call and tell Lee about it ahead of time. I waited for this to be debunked. It never was, and General Milley has not refuted the report. As of now, we are waiting for the exact transcripts. In testimony before Congress, General Milley said his task was to de-escalate tensions with China. Where did he get such a tasking? From the Secretary of Defense? From the President? Or just from himself and his own ideological beliefs he went behind the President's back? This is bad geopolitically. Essentially, Milley told the Chinese we were not going to interfere with their military actions. While President Trump was in office, the Chinese believed that any action to actually take Taiwan would be met with a strong American military response. We wanted the Chinese to be in fear of us. General Milley put aside those fears. We immediately saw escalation of Chinese harassment operations against Taiwan and other areas in their claimed South China Sea. Now, with President Biden, the internal turmoil in the United States, and the complete debacle in Afghanistan that showed America is no longer a trusted ally, the Chinese know now is the time to take Taiwan and other territories in the South China Sea. That is why we have seen an escalation in harassment operations. These operations are to test and analyze the capabilities of China's adversaries in the area. It also tires the forces opposed to the Chinese, as they never know if each penetration into their airspace is a real attack or not. General Milley's de-escalation with China has caused an escalation in a military buildup of the countries opposed to China. For the first time since World War II, Japan's military is changing from just the Japanese Defense Force to having and improving offensive capabilities. Japan has openly declared that they will defend Taiwan. They say this despite the belief that America will not be there to defend the Japanese homeland or Taiwan. Other nations such as Australia and India are building up their militaries. General Milley's conversations with General Lee alerted the Five Eyes. The Five Eyes is an intelligence alliance comprising Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and the United States. While General Milley's stated task was to de-escalate tensions with China, it in fact increased tensions in the area. Milley's relationship with General Lee may have made World War III more likely. The authoritarians want this war. The military-industrial complex and the intelligence agencies will benefit, and it will be an excuse to take even more or even all constitutional rights from Americans. Perhaps this was General Milley's plan all along. I am the old sergeant. Stay informed, prepared, active, prayerful, and as always, stay vigilant.